So why are we having breakfast, guys?
Because we have to.
My mum always said that breakfast was the most important meal of the day because you need the energy so you can go to school and concentrate, so you can get a good education. And milk and cereal and bread, so you can grow up strong and healthy.
Profitable milk production requires strong, healthy cows. To help ensure your dairy farm's future success, you need to correctly feed its greatest asset from the very beginning. After all, healthy calves grow up to become fertile heifers that calve easily and produce large quantities of milk. Effective calf feeding and related management can minimize future herd health problems, lower labor costs, maximize income, and create a stable basis for the growth of your dairying business. The optimal approach is to feed your calves often with small individually adapted portions. This allows the calves to properly digest their feed and promotes good growth and limits feed waste. Dealerval introduces you to the Dealerval Calf Feeder CF150. This calf rearing solution allows you to feed both milk and concentrate in a controlled way based on the requirements of each calf. Dealerval CF150 comprises of a feeding station with 2 entry points, one for milk and one for concentrate. The system is controlled by a central processor that provides the milk and concentrate dispensing based on a customized feeding program. A separate tank is provided for storage of milk. Up to 100 calves can be placed on the system by using 4 calf feeders, all controlled by a central processor. Each calf is identified by an electronic reader as they enter the feeder, and the consumption is then recorded by the system.
We chose the CF150 solution because it also feeds grain and integrates grain feeding or concentrate feeding as part of the total ration. So it meant that it was the only choice, really.
There are other calf feeders, but I chose the CF150 for the simple fact that it's a solution, a system. It's grain and milk. Feeding calves is not just feeding milk. It's far from it. It's the whole ball and dice. It's grain, it's milk, fresh water, straw, and the CF150 is the only one that does it in a single standalone unit sort of thing.
The automatic weaning function gives us peace of mind. We know that the calf is ready to wean at the right time. So we know that the calf is eating enough grain and the rumen's developed enough so that it can go off milk and still go ahead. The automatic weaning function also means that weaning becomes a process rather than an event in the calf's life, so it copes much better with it.
The benefits of the automatic weaning function are basically that once the calves are getting the correct amount of grain, they're automatically weaned. There's no guessing, there's no estimating that they're eating a kilo. If you have 5 calves in a pen and you tip 5 kilos of grain in, there's nothing to say that calf there's eating 2 kilos and that one's eating nothing. And if you start to wean them because the 5 kilos is gone at the end of the day, then it's not doing it correctly. The other big factor is that they're weaned when they come out of the shed. There's no feeding in the paddock, there's no calves standing around the gate waiting to be fed twice a day. You let them into the paddock and they just go, and they're happy and healthy.
There's a lot of benefits in the reports that the CF150 solution gives us. We can see on a daily or twice daily basis which calves are drinking milk and concentrate, and also it allows us to see how much milk we need to put in the feeder for the rest of the day, because it reports on the estimated ration requirement for the rest of the day. So it just gives us a bit more peace of mind in where we're going.
The benefits I would get from the reports from the CF150, more so for our apprentice, Dean. He's able to look at the reports and know, the calves that have drunk and the calves that haven't drunk. Also, obviously, the grain, how much grain they've had, and that's basically who uses the reports on this farm.
CF150 is one of the easiest pieces of equipment to teach people to use. Took me a few days to get it going, but after that it's easy to clean, easy to maintain, and easy to show people how to use it, so that there's just not one operator using the computer. You can have many people doing it, and then you just come and keep an eye on it yourself, sort of thing.
The CF150 solution is very easy to use. It required very little training, even for a person like myself, and with a very short space of time I was quite comfortable to program calves and go through all the menus easily.
The CF150 for myself, I found very easy to use. It's and my apprentice that basically runs the calf shed now finds it very easy to use. The technical notes that Dillabella's developed and the cheat sheet that they developed is very specific for the CF150 and makes it very easy to use. From that point of view, it's childproof.
We decided to go to automated calf feeding primarily from a labour point of view. We wanted to rear good calves, we didn't want to employ a labour unit, and we also wanted to have a better quality of life and less stress. To us, if we're going to survive in this business long term, we need to reduce all possibilities of stress. Stress is not something you can quantify, but it's something that is evident in dairy farming systems.
The CF150 has impacted on our daily operation purely from a labour point of view, and obviously an economic point of view and a growth point of view from our calves. From a labour point of view, it's just saved us so much time and effort. We know when we come down here for 15-20 minutes every morning, half an hour, we clean the pens, we make sure they got grain, got the milk, clean everything up, cast our eye across the calves, it's done, it's finished. Without a doubt, there's certainly that financial gain there, and the labour component, we know that there's 15 or 20 grand at least saved in half a labour component, not having to be down here every day for 2 or 3 hours. So, and as far as growth rates, if you can get a cow at 50 kilos extra at a 2-year-old, it's going to equate to 1,000, 2,000 litres of milk in first lactation. So that's $500 or $600 there as well. So from that point of view, it's been a marvellous economic benefit to this farm.
The CF150 solution has gone well above my expectations. It's just produced happy, healthy calves. I mean, the results are here. They're content. They're big.
The calves have actually performed better than our expectations in that their growth rates seem to have exceeded previous calf rearing systems that we've used, and they've adapted to the machines with great ease, and we've had to spend very little time in teaching them how to find the feeder, which surprised us because it's a totally foreign system to them. But yes, the assimilation with the feed has been fantastic.
The CF150 solution has far exceeded our expectations of what we initially thought an automated calf feeder could do. It's been brilliant, really. We would certainly recommend the CF150 solution to other people. It's far exceeded our expectations in its performance to date, and I think it will continue to do so because it's freed us up to do lots of other things that we need to do, and it's done a tremendous job for us.